Hi guys, JT here, and today I'll be bringing you some information on the Humble Bundle Sim-ple Life Bundle of February 2023. To help you answer the question, should you buy it? If you want to know more about game bundles, feel free to like this video and subscribe to my channel. It really helps the channel out. Anyway, let's get into this. And number 1, we have Yonder, the Cloudcatcher Chronicles, a relaxing open world adventure game. You play as a created character, shipwrecked on the shore of Gamea, a beautiful island paradise. But the island is being overtaken by the Murk, a poisonous miasma. You have the ability to see and interact with special beings called sprites, and you must now collect and use them to wipe away the Murk and save Gamea. This game does not have any substantial story in favor of a more relaxing experience. Quests and NPCs that you talk to will give you a couple of lines about missions, and that's it. Everything else is populated by generic lines that you can find in any RPG. There aren't any battles to be done, so if you're bloodthirsty and want to pull some intestines out of bodies, this game doesn't have any of that. Yonder does give players a surprising amount of engaging and addictive things to do. The primary appeal of the game is the freedom for you to tend to your farm, explore the beautiful landscape, collecting resources, crafting hundreds of items, planting trees, fishing, and the list goes on. The game will point you to where you need to go with enough sprites in the way to deal with the stubborn Murk area. Crafting and gathering systems of Yonder has plenty of depth. Nearly everything you come across can be used in crafting, from things that you can pick up or others that require you to chop wood or mine veins. You can use these resources to build bridges and more advanced things like livestock pens, which requires multi-layer crafting. You can also trade for materials, barter style, via a light economic feature. Furthermore, you can build multiple farmsteads to provide you with more resources. The farm doesn't need too much looking after besides the occasional reap the reward and cleanup. In fact, you can hire a farmhand to help you with the farming process. The game's campaign length of 10 to 15 hours is engaging, but after you have done all of your exploration, you'll start realizing that the gameplay is a bit stale. While this game doesn't have the same lasting effect as other crafting-focused games, it makes up for it with its great and welcoming presentation. If you just want to spend some time chilling out and exploring a beautiful world, Yonder will be a game for you. And number 2, we have Lake, a relaxing adventure game. Set in 1986, you play as Meredith Wees, a software developer returning to your home after 17 years to take over your father's delivery route while your parents are on vacation. Yep, your parents aren't dead or killed or anything like the Waynes, they're just on vacation. The story takes place across a span of 2 weeks, and at the end of it, you have a difficult decision to make. Every day you'll get into your mail truck called the Goose, and deliver letters and parcels to the people of Providence Oaks. The gameplay is not complex with manual steering, fast travel, and an optional autopilot if you just want to enjoy the view. Playing this game can be a meditative experience as you immerse yourself into the slow and easy life of the sound of your truck, radio playing some lovely songs, birds, winds, and waterfalls doing their thing to put you in a peaceful trance. You'll also be interacting with the townspeople as you go about doing your job. You'll be given dialogue choices concerning things like if you should help transport somebody's sick cat to the vet, if you should go to the movies with the local video store owner, nothing too life-threatening, unless of course you're playing the aforementioned cat. These interactions with the NPCs of Lake are where the game really shines. Voice acting is amazing, and dialogues between you and NPCs flow naturally. Some NPCs have some depth to their character, like your childhood best friend, whom you're trying to reconnect with. It isn't all sunshine and lollipops though, as you'll eventually uncover some shady dealings in town, mysterious characters, romantic tensions, and a constant pull of your city corporate life. The choices you make will determine the outcome of the game, which will make you wonder what other outcomes can you uncover by making different choices. So there is some replayability. This game provides a serene gaming experience with superb world design that feels authentic. Characters are engaging, genuine, and conversations flow naturally from one interaction to the next. This game is definitely one for those who love games with relaxing but rich storylines and decision making. And number 3, we have Townscaper, a sandbox city builder game. If you're missing the time for your childhood when your town wasn't invaded by tourists, this game might just help slightly ease your woes. Townscaper isn't so much of a game, but more of a virtual toy. Think of it as a Lego set for building picturesque cobbled villages. There aren't any complicated traffic, power, or infrastructure management, just simply building and destroying with a click of a button. In addition, the grid that you're building the town on is not the regular flatland sort. The grid is a wonky, winding sprawl that will organically lead your buildings into all kinds of crooked angles and quirky street layouts that define seaside towns. Tiles will smartly adapt to what's placed around them. Stairs form between levels, rooftops become streets, archways forming where towers intersect each other, and so forth. There's no formal unlock system, but learning what kind of interactions create different kinds of architecture is rewarding. In addition, the plop effect of placing a tile is quite therapeutic. The world that you're building feels lived in, even if you don't see its inhabitants walking around. There'll be washing lines propped up between buildings, lights flickering on and off, and even flocks of seagulls flying around and perching onto rooftops. While Townscapers may not have the complexity of city skyline, it does offer the homely feel as opposed to a bustling city that may stress some folks out. It would have been great if there was a first-person view for you to explore the town that you've just built, but at least this game allows you to export your town as a 3D model for you to 3D print if you want. And number 4, we have Garden Paws, a relaxing life simulator set in a colorful world. Your grandparents have gone to travel the world, and they have given you their farm. You're to aid Frank and Mary Wilson to build the town, so it may reach its full potential. You play as a cute animal, and you'll be farming, shopkeeping, fishing, and crafting. The game starts off fairly simply by having you complete a few quests that will have you explore the starting house and the village. You're eventually given a house and meet an NPC named Frank who will give you a few instructions. There's an in-game clock that will deplete over time as you play, giving you limited amounts of time for you to plant, farm, and sell stock. As an example, there's only a set window of time when you will be able to sell your items in your shop to villagers. Farming is also time consuming, rather than just tossing a couple of seeds and watering them. In this game, you have to dig a hole, plant seeds, and then water them. Probably being a little bit nitpicky here. There are plenty of things that you can upgrade or craft, unlocked via quest progression, and speaking of Frank in town who will ask you for items. While the map is quite big, it is not overwhelming. There are plenty of secrets, treasure chests, plants, and an NPC quest giver to find. Unlike most other farm sims, there aren't any relationships that you can get into. Sorry furry lovers. If you want to play a lighter version of Animal Crossing or Stardew Valley, Garden Paws may be up your alley. At number 5 we have Winkeltje, the Little Shop. A business management game about running a little store in a fantasy town. You'll be buying, selling, keeping stock of your inventory, and making a profit. You have 6 categories of items that you can sell in your shop: clothes, raw foods, tools, cooked meals, potions and remedies, raw resources, or a general merchant. By selling the same category of items over a few days, your shop becomes more specialized in that particular category of item. Your shoppers will come into your store expecting to buy your specialty items. Oddly, the specialization of items makes the world feel alive, because it feels like while you're selling clothes, there are other stores out there in the world selling the other categories of items to your customers. You start off with a mountain of debt and a few coins in your pocket. You need to use those coins to set up shop and sell items to pay off your debt and make a profit. Unlike games like Moonlighter, you won't be murdering any monsters in dungeons to get materials to sell. Instead, you'll be spending 100% of your time in the shop. The gameplay loop is as follows. You craft items, restock your shelves, and open your doors for shoppers to buy whatever you offer. At night, when your shop is closed, you can move furniture around in the grid-based system, expand the shop, and craft items. A day takes less than 5 minutes to go by, allowing some short bursts of gaming. There are also some logical business decisions to make, like if you buy stock in bulk, you'll get the best deal, but you must also have enough warehouse space to store them. This game is very simple and straightforward. Buy stuff, open your shop, sell stuff, expand your shop, repeat. It is oddly entrancing and relaxing going through that game loop. At number 6 we have Summer in Mara, an adventure game set during the summer, with farming, crafting, and exploring mechanics set in the tropical archipelago. The plot revolves around a mystery and pirates, and you're caught in the middle of it all. Your name is Koa, and you're just a little girl, starting your life on the island in the world of Mara, with your grandmother. After a short intro, you can traverse the seas to different islands in Mara. The game may seem like a farm sim, and there's a bit of that. You can grow various vegetables to feed your animals, and cook meals to recharge your stamina. But it is more than that. It's about your relations to the other folks living in Mara. It is about doing various quests and solving the mystery. And in between all of that is also about fighting terraforming aliens and pillaging pirates. I know, there's a lot going on. The game will make you feel like a kid on summer holiday with the game's atmosphere and environments. There are numerous quests for you to complete, and even though some may feel samey, the unique personalities of characters and great art makes it feel less like a chore and more like a kid's summer adventure. In saying that, during your 20-hour playthrough, you may find yourself doing the same thing over and over again, and that may be a huge turnoff to some. Summer in Mara is not an exceptional game, but if you're looking for a relaxing game that makes it feel like it's summer holiday, this could be for you. At number 7 we have Staxel, a creative farming and village life game with a cast of quirky characters. This game focuses on community building and crafting, taking huge inspirations from Minecraft with its art style and block system, as well as Animal Crossing with its emphasis on collectibles and creating a marketplace for fish and bugs. Basically, you need to settle down into your new life. It is your job to fix up, improve, and maintain your homestead. The story is quite stale, and unfortunately, this also goes to its NPCs. You'll meet various NPC characters who at first seem quite varied as they give you various tasks to complete and slowly introduce you to the different activities that you can do in the game. But over time, you just find that each NPC pretty much say the same thing, which is disappointing. A lot of times you'll be asked for a random item, or be asked to deliver something, or get you to search for a lost item. A surprisingly enjoyable aspect of the game is a short day and night cycle. Whether it was intentional or not, due to the short time that you get to do anything, you're always needing to decide if you should catch bugs today, tend to your animal, check your crops, or talk to villagers. And you won't have enough time to do it all. With so many things needing your attention, this time management aspect of your day is actually quite enjoyable. You can also craft in this game. There aren't any guidelines for crafting though, so really, it's up to your imagination. While not every activity was very fun, farming actually is. It's simple, you plant seeds and wait for them to grow. Because day and night cycles are so short in this game, crops bloom easily. So if you need a crop in a hurry, it doesn't take long to grow it. Many items that you're growing or collecting can be turned into food or other collectibles to make your island look better. Considering how much in-game currency your time is worth is an interesting aspect of the game, and coupled with the variable selling prices of crops, you always need to consider each of your decisions thoroughly. There's a lot to do in Staxel, and the high points are definitely in its hectic day management and farming. And number 8 we have Luna's Fishing Garden, an adventure simulation game about fishing and garden creation elements. You play as Cassie, and you've been caught up in a storm. You wake up in the spirit world with a little sprout on your head. Now you're tasked by Luna, a fox spirit, to create a beautiful garden. This game doesn't have any high scores nor difficult bosses to beat. It's one that puts you in a relaxed state. Shortly after the start of the game, you'll receive a little leaf boat to row to another island, and a fishing rod for you to catch small random assortment of fish. You can choose to turn these fishes in for quests, or return any access to Luna to gain more leaves, the main currency of the game. You can use leaves to visit the lighthouse and unlock more islands, or to purchase various plants and animals to create the spirit garden of your dreams. In this game, you'll basically go around looking for animal spirits and completing their quests till you reach the conclusion. Once you reach the end, you can choose to continue playing or end the experience. You can finish the game in about 3 hours, and it's one you can pick up and put down again and come back later to do more fishing in. There are 2 ways to fish. One is more challenging, where you have to keep the little fish sprite in the bar to complete the catch, which requires some patience. Or the other, the more relaxing one, where you just hold a button to reel in the fish. You can also upgrade your fishing pole to make difficult fishes easier to catch later on. When you start creating a big garden and adding animals, it is quite wonderful to just watch life around your garden. Birds could be flying, and beavers could be rowing around in their wee boats. While it is nothing spectacular, this game's strength lies in its heart. There are no challenges, only a good feeling guaranteed through its simple, short, and meditative experience. And that's all for this bundle. This bundle is great if you like some relaxing farming games to play, probably one for casual gamers. Anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.